All right.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh shall bless. We are the collection of the Most High. So, it's time for Feast of Tabernacle. So, we would like to say Happy Feast of Tabernacle to those that are out there celebrating at the same time as us. You know, we trying to rehearse these righteous acts, man. But jumping into the class, tonight's class will be called Enemy of the Nation. Enemy of the Nation. We're going to the enemies that we have that the Most High set up against us, and then we're also going to the enemies of our own people in the nation. That's what people don't seem to realize. You can also be an enemy of the nation. Being an Israelite and don't know you're Israelite, don't want to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. So first scripture, we'll pull the Psalm 83 and 1. We'll get to the enemies, some of the enemies of our of the other nations, and we'll jump into it.
The book of Psalms. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Keep not thou silence, O Lord, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Go ahead.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. So it's already set in stone that we do have enemies. And that's the one thing we like to tell our people out there when we're on the streets. Hey, whether y'all know it or not, man, we have enemies, man. And it's enemies of the other nation. Also, we have enemies inside our own nation as a people also. Right. So the more he said, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, an angry gathering. The enemies, they come together trying to knock us out this thing because they know we got the blessing. Go ahead.
And they that hate thee.
And they that what?
Hate thee.
Is our enemies. If they're your enemy 9 times out of 10, you know they hate you. Your enemy does not like you. So it's really plain and simple to know that in those that hate thee, go ahead.
Have lifted up the head.
They put it out there on Front Street. It's known. They call you a nigga in China. They call you a nigga in Japan. They call you a nigga everywhere else. They don't like you. They don't want you there. You got melanated people all over this world, but do you see them in these other nations? No. They don't want to put them out. Nah, we ain't putting them out there. Nah, because they know we're the greatest people. Go ahead. Verse 3.
Most importantly, the Most High God of Israel has enemies.
That's right. That's getting into that.
Yeah, that's who.
I'll praise for you saying that.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden
ones. Now they taking real crafty counsel against us. They got our people out here thinking that we are all equal, that we are one, that, oh, you're equal, you're the same, oh, you're a Gentile. That's what these other nations done got into our people. And now they got our so-called leaders out pushing this false doctrine. And it has our minds blinded, man. We are blind, walking, like they say, blind leading the blind. You ain't do nothing but lean into a ditch. And that's what we've been. Now we're trying to wake up out of that ditch and crawl up out that ditch. But for too long, we've been in the ditch, man, not knowing that we are the greatest thing walking on the earth. That we have to be set apart, separate, different from the other nations. No, we're not trying to put that weave on that yellow with her. We're not trying to have that. We got the best hair. No, we're not trying to congregate with y'all. Now, Dr. Martin Luther King did not have a dream that we wanted. It wasn't a dream that the Most High wanted. That all white and all black, now we don't want to be with y'all. We want to be with the Most High. We want to do what he tells us to do. That's right. Go ahead.
And even on that, let me touch on our hidden ones. We are the hidden ones because how? They call us African American. They no longer call us the tribe of Judah. They call us Mexican. They no longer call our brothers the tribe of Issachar. So that's how we are the hidden ones, because they no longer call us by God's name. They call us by the names that they put on us. Go ahead.
Go ahead with verse 4.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They don't want you to be the nation of Israel. They don't want you to be Judah. They don't want you to be Issachar, like I said. He said, cut them off from being a nation. These other nations know that we received the blessing, man. They understood that what made us a nation was that God chose us and blessed us with the law, statutes, and commandments. They know that. Therefore, they want to cut us off from being a nation. How? Oh, you go serve Christianity, wood. Or you go serve that cobblestone, stone. You go do all these other things, man-made religions made up, so that you won't know your true history. So you won't know your true nationality of who you are.
And what precept can you go to, Abaya, to show what we've been discontinued from being a nation?
That's Jeremiah 17 and 4.
I'll praise.
Right. Go get that right quick, man. We'll come back.
That's right.
Because Jeremiah prophesied that too, because he knew that our people's gonna go away from God's law, statutes, and commandments too.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. And thou, even thyself,
He said, thou and even myself, read on.
shalt discontinue from thine heritage
We're gonna discontinue from my heritage. Read on.
that I gave thee,
That who gave thee?
that I gave thee,
That I gave thee, that the Lord gave thee. Read on. Now.
and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies
And that's what happened when we discontinue from our heritage. We start serving our enemies. Read on.
in the land which thou knowest not.
So guess what? We knew America is Assyria, but guess what? They changed the name and changed the game.
Right.
Read on now.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger,
Because we done pissed the Lord off, man. Read on now.
which shall burn forever.
We shall burn forever. That's what happened to the nation of Israel. We would discontinue from my heritage.
That's right.
Because guess what? Then all my enemies, they knew it's like, oh, they going on. We got them. Let's keep them dead. Let's keep them docile. And that's what's going on right now.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Like I said, we're paying for what our forefathers did. The contract that they made with the covenant with the Most High. And now we're paying for that. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't it fair that the other nations pay for what they did for what their forefathers did, but you get all these people, oh, I didn't do it to you. Yeah, but you're gonna reap the benefits of what your forefathers did. That's why you're in rulership right now. Right now, we're on the bottom because we're paying for that. The Most High blinded our eyes because of our forefathers. He severed our minds from knowing who we are because of our forefathers. He put the other nations over us because of what our forefathers did wrong. Now, you know, some of our forefathers kept the law, statutes, and commandments, but it's up to us to look back and remember the old times, remember what they did good, and remember what they did bad. Let's go to verse 5.
We finish there.
Yeah, did you finish verse 4? Go ahead.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's the name of Israel. You know, we didn't know we were Israel. How many times did you hear somebody, oh, yeah, man, we Israel, we Israelites, man. Now, we haven't did that. We just now waking up out of this sleep. That's what they tried to do. But the Most High is bringing it back to us now. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
They got one thing on their mind. All of these nations that he's going to talk about. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee.
They don't like us. They can't stand that we, the niggers, or all these the coons, that we are the chosen seed of the Bible. They hate that the Most High gave us the blessings, man. It's like you had that son and them two sons, and you know one of them good and one of them bad, and you show more favoritism to the good. That other son he gonna have a problem with that. That's what these other nations are. They have a problem with that.
I'm gonna get one more precept out. Let me go 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 7 right quick. I'm gonna show you what happened to us. Another thing that happened to us, how our name had been scattered, how we lost our identity. 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 7. Get there, I'll read it.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen.
Among the who?
Among the heathen.
That's what happened to us. We were scattered abroad among all the heathens, man. Read on.
Let their names be put out of the earth.
So what happened to us?
Let their name be put out of the earth.
Because guess what? Guess what they doing now? They divided and conquered us, man. That's how they did. They divided the nation, then they conquered us.
And hold up, and we were scattered by what? By way of slave ships, through slavery, through captivity. That's how we got into all these different nations. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's the thing. After when we got, then we started saying that now my last name Johnson, guess what? I'm a Johnson. My last name Brown, I'm a Brown. We were scattered among the heathen. We took on their name, took on their custom, took on their religion, took on their God. And that's what happened to us, man. We were scattered abroad because we disobeyed God. God had put us away. But all praise to the Most High. In the last day, we done woke up.
That's right.
And we came back into the fold, man. The Lord gave us another opportunity to do this thing the right way. The practice is right, you say.
Come. Go ahead.
For they have dispersed my covenant.
Because we dispersed the Lord's covenant, man.
Despise my covenant.
Despise.
For they have despised my covenant.
Like I was going into what our forefathers did. They made a covenant with the Lord, man. Guess what? And we going through the curses because of it. We had an opportunity to choose life or death, good or evil, blessings or curses. We had that opportunity, but we chose to do our own thing. That's when the Lord put us away, man. Go ahead.
That's right. Finish that off by verse 5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent.
One consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are against us, man. They all come together trying to knock us off this thing. Go ahead. Let's see some of these nation of people.
Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom
Off the muscle, they showed the so-called white man.
and the Ishmaelites.
And brother at my job, man, he say he's Ishmael. I tell him, you don't want to be Ishmael, man. I'm telling you, man, I don't mind being a slave. But brother, you just might be Ishmael then, you know, but I'm not trying to be a slave, you know. And I'm done talking to you. That's how we need to do it. I'm done. We done with that conversation. But yes, you know, these are our enemies. These are the Most High set these enemies up against us. You don't want to be an enemy of the Most High, man. Go ahead.
And hold up, for all the new brothers and sisters, because you won't see white men in the Bible because they're not white, they're red.
That's right.
These are the biblical names of all the races on the planet Earth. The white man changed all the names to change the game. So when we read in there, we won't identify who we are. So what Officer Yara is going through is a table of the biblical names of the races today. Go ahead,
Go ahead. The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites
Mhm.
of Moab. And the Hagarenes.
The more
Moab is the Chinese. Mhm. Hagarenes, Africa.
Gabal and Ammon
Mhm.
and Amalek. The Philistines.
he said Gabal is another African. Ammon, the Ammonites. Who's the Ammonites?
Japanese,
That's right. And they said the Amalekites. Who the Amalekites?
the fake Jews in
The
Israel,
fake Khazarians, the fake Jews, man.
Khazar.
The freaks. We don't know.
The Philistines.
That's another African nation.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Another African nation, man.
Ashur.
What's Ashur? Who's Ashur?
Serious?
I'll pray. That's the Assyrian. We don't.
Also is joined with them. They have hope. The children of Lot.
Yeah, helping the children a lot. Who's the children a lot? Mm-mm. You said it,
The Moabites.
the Moabites and where? The Ammonites, all praise.
Right.
Those are the children a lot.
So these are the biblical names running down of the nations. And this is what I wanted to point out, that these are the enemies that the Most High set up against us. Now I wanted to get into that. We also have enemies, like I said, inside of our nation as well, inside of our people. So let's go to James 4:4. Just wanted to touch on that a little bit.
But you see, I'm gonna show y'all something though. I'm gonna tell y'all, you know, the first name they said was Edom, right? And 83 and 6, it was Edom. You don't see Edom up in our neighborhood selling us stuff, do you? But you see all the rest of them nations up there in our hood selling stuff because they run the game.
That's right.
They run the show.
That's a good point. That's another cut to let them know, man. That Esau, man, so-called white man, man.
He the one gonna dictate where they sell at, when they
That's
sell
right.
at,
That's
because
right.
he owned the buildings first.
The
He
border.
gonna rent it out to Moab. He gonna rent it out to the Africans. He
right.
gonna rent it out to the Amalekites. And they the ones gonna dictate how that thing go. And that's why you see the same stuff. Why do all the Moabites own all the washaterias, beauty supplies, donut shops? They got a monopoly on donut shops. Why do the Arabs, they own the corner stores that sell you the swishers and the alcohol? You know what I'm saying? They all own the same type of stuff. So that's because Esau dictating who sell what. And he giving them tax breaks to be able to do that thing too. To be able to sell that garbage to us.
That's right. Mhm. So we're going to check out how you can be an enemy of the Most High God as well. Like we said, enemy of the nation, man. And it's real simple. The Most High God gave you the laws. So if you're not doing the laws, then guess what? You're an enemy of the Most High God.
That's right.
And it's very simple. James 4:4.
James chapter 4 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Ye adulterers and adulteresses,
Mm.
know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity to God? Whosoever therefore would be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
That's why 1 John 2:15 say, love not the world. Because this backs up the Most High's words when he said, you're adulterers. Man, he called us adulterers and adulteresses, man. Y'all going against me, man. You know, like we say, we are the bride and the Most High is the groom, man. but you going off into these other gods and doing these other religions, then you adulterer, man, to the Most High God, man. He said, the love of the world, like you said, you're an enemy of God if you love the world. So if you out here loving everything that the world is doing, if you want to be in with the crowd, oh well, you know, Johnny's not that bad. Oh, I have plenty of African friends. Oh, I have plenty of this and that. But then you're an enemy of the Most High God. He specifically said, he says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. So that means if you out here doing not the will of the Father, if you out here trying to do everything not according to these scriptures, law, statutes, and commandments, then you are an enemy of the Most High God.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's a cut to these Christians too.
That's right.
That's in the New Testament.
That's right.
How does God love the world if he telling you not to love the world?
That's right.
And like 1 John 2:15 say, neither love the things that are in the world. People are in the world.
That's right.
So how is he loving the world if he telling you not to love the world? Go ahead, Doc.
And what scripture? Everybody know the Lord is our husband, right? What scripture can you go to get that? Matter of fact, I'm just going ahead and touch it. Jeremiah 31:32. Make sure y'all write them precepts down, so like the key word, so y'all can have them in the chamber. 31:32.
The book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers.
This is talking about the new covenant and the old covenant. Read on up.
In the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break.
They break. That's what he's going into, man. Read on up.
Although I was an husband unto them.
What the Lord said he was to us.
Although I was a husband to them.
The Lord said he was a husband to us. So that's why he called us adulterers, because we went out here fornicated with other gods.
Right.
Because we his wife. Because he using it as a feminine term, but the Lord is our husband. So I just had to make sure y'all can have them precepts so y'all can lock them into y'all life.
Not only that, go going after everything in this world too.
Let's go to Psalm chapter 26, verse 5. Because if he's telling you not to love the world, then that means he wants you to hate what he hates. You know what I'm saying? Like King David said, he said, I hate him with a perfect hate. And we're going to get to that. Because our people don't seem to understand that the Most High gave the laws to us. Sin is the transgression of the law. So if you are a sinner, then who is he talking to? You can't be a sinner of the other nation. You have no law, statutes, and commandments. So he's talking to our people, but yet they want to bring in everybody else. Oh, you are who he's talking to. You are who we talking about. You are enemy of the Most High God as well. If you're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's right. Go to Psalm 26 and 5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 26 and verse 5.
Because, man, we have to hate the works of evil, man. And the Most High God gonna let us know that.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
What did he say?
I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
Lord, hate.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
And what?
And will not sit with the wicked.
So King David, he said, man, I hate the workers of evil, man. He said, and guess what? I'm gonna separate myself from them. I'm with them. I'm not gonna be with them, man. Because if we was in this world and we got out this world, the quickest way to get back in the world is still kicking it with worldly people. You understand? It'll trickle down on you, you know? You got to fight between your flesh and your spirit every day. Your flesh is weak, man. So you got to be strong and build yourself up with brothers. And that's why I brought out the class said gather together. Because you got to gather with strong-minded brothers and other sisters to help you get your spirit back true and strong enough to be able to go out in the world and be like, you know what, man, I ain't worried about that more. I kick that sin. I drop that sin. I ain't worried about it. I can go around and speak to them. So he said, I hated every evil way, man, and I will not sit with them. Matthew 10 and 34, because this was hard and tough for me, man. You know what I'm saying? My family, man, they really be on me right now. They like, you don't deal with us, you don't mess with us no more. But the Bible say that, man, I'm not standing in there. I'm not sitting with the wicked. And you know, it's kind of hard to call your parents and stuff wicked, you know. They don't take that too good. So that's gonna be an old cuss out and come on the phone. I'll call you back then, okay? Cause hey, I gotta give you the truth, man. And that's stern, man. That the Most High builds you up to be able to tell your family that, man.
It's love.
That's love because why? He said division amongst us, man. He said, I ain't come to stand peace.
Right.
Yeah. To bring that out.
Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I've come to send peace on earth.
What?
I come not to send peace, but a sword.
So King David said, I hated every evil way, and I'm not standing in the presence of the wicked. Why? Because the Most High said, I came to set division amongst you. That's why they say don't be unequally yoked, man. I'm not finna sit out here and be kicking with the same partners I used to kick it with that did the things that they did and I did before. And now I'm calling myself a Hebrew Israelite, and I'm awoke now. You can't be too woke. You still out there kicking it with the evil dudes, with the dead. You still out there with the dead. You back with the blind leading the blind. I thought you had your light on. I thought your light was shining. Y'all still in darkness, man. So the Most I say this, I said division, man. I came to set division amongst this thing. And we gotta be able to accept that too. That's tough too. It is. Like I said, I'm dealing with that myself, man. But I know that the Most High is true. And I'm gonna follow his will and do what he says to do, man.
And the thing is, when you let your light shine, you're gonna be amongst people. And I'm not saying that you ain't. I think just trying to just all out, don't fool with your family or fool with your friend. That's not what he's saying. But what he's going into, look, if these brothers just don't want to change, they don't want to hear this. Guess what, man? You got to kick the dust off your feet, man.
Right.
Because sometimes, guess what? Some people it's just not for them.
That's right.
It's just not for them, man. And we got to make our mind up that, guess what? It better be our mother, our father, our children, our family, our friends. Some it's just not for them, man. Some people just don't want this, man.
Like we say, you're gonna have to draw a line in the sand. You're gonna have to choose a side sooner or later. Like the Most I said, I don't want you to be lukewarm. You're gonna have to be cold. You're gonna be for me or against me. And that's what we have to do, man. You have to draw a line and choose what side you're gonna be on. Or you're gonna be on the side of the Most High God, you're gonna keep following the wicked ways of this world, man.
I'm glad you brought that out because I had a question put up on me about Yahweh Shah seemed like he was weak in the New Testament. And this right here shows he was the same as he was in the Old Testament.
That's right.
Probably just as hard. And go ahead and finish that out.
For real.
I want to say something. When you get built up, you'll tell your people, you'd rather me slay you with this sword
Than the Most High.
than what Yahweh Shah gonna do with his sword. I'm gonna bring that out, what he gonna do with his sword. See, you ain't gotta leave him alone. You just gotta get built up. Because
That's
I'm
right.
walking and stumping through everybody I know, slinging this sword, and I don't care how they feel about it.
That's right.
You ain't gonna kick me out of nowhere. I'm strong enough to stand right where they at and bring this word to them. They don't like it. I don't care.
That's right.
Know what I'm saying? So you'd rather me bring this sword to you than the one Yahweh Shah gonna bring to you. And I bet you look at his love when he about to chop your head off.
That's right.
This book Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh,
What I plead with all flesh, man.
and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And that's just truth. That's point blank. What is that? Is that something else? What you get out of that? He said, I'm gonna plead with all flesh, man, by fire and with a sword.
Because people don't understand how close we are to the end, man. These Edomites gonna have to testify that them chariots is out there, man.
That's right. They've been talking about
This
that.
time the time is short. So I don't care when he say spare not. I don't care about your feelings. If I'm swinging this sword, you don't have to leave him alone. If you love him, you swing that sword on. They don't like it, so what? Some people just not built up enough to do that. So then you might fall back, because the beef will be a little too much. You might not want to hurt your family feelings out. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring that out before we finish that to show what kind of sword Yahweh Shah gonna be slain. Well, the slain of the Lord gonna be many. Then they gonna wish that you was over here reading about them. Like when they say we're gonna be fishermen of men, you gonna wish we was trying to fish you. When you see them chariots come through that sky, and it's gonna be your mamas, your fathers, your cousins, the same people that you love, and you gonna be over there like, I already knew it was gonna happen. And they gonna be scared to death because they didn't believe the report.
That's right.
Because they're in Christianity.
And the thing is, Maccabee, you said that the question was that Yahushua was weaker in the New Testament.
Yeah.
They mustn't read Revelations, man.
They ain't read
Yeah, he ain't
They must ain't read this right here.
After they must have read Matthew.
That's what I said. That's why I
That's why
wanted
you
to
said
finish
keep
that
reading
out.
that
Let's finish what you got out. Let you know right there. And you said them chariots right there. What was one of them countries was just shooting at the yeah, you remember they done been spotted this time. It done got serious to the point where now you got you go here in the United States shooting at it like, but they know what it is. They know.
They
They
always
know, wait a minute, hold on. That's why, and then all of them, like you said, they're gonna gather in the Valley of Medico, and they're gonna be ready to fight each other. Then they're gonna come and want to say, you know what? Let's come together and fight them coming out this sky.
The Lord gonna make them right.
Yeah, don't break it there, but he gonna put it on their heads to think that, yeah, we can win. And you're gonna have a million of them in there. Man, imagine the military gonna be sitting there scared out their mind.
Nah.
And they know that not gonna fight.
Because
They already.
Nah, because
Say, did you hear the video? They already scared.
Uh-huh.
They ain't even start fighting yet. Because how can you fight something you can't keep up with?
right.
So
What
they already
call
know.
that? They gonna have, watch, you gonna see the military. There's gonna be a whole lot of AWOLs that time.
I ain't coming back. Get the
That
kid,
motherfucker
I
be
ain't never
walking
coming
back from my red. Where your shoes, man? I just ran from my red. boy.
I ain't even going back home. I ain't scared to get the kid. Tell him I ain't never coming back.
Look at St. Matthew, chapter 10 and verse, I'm gonna start at 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the mother-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
I don't know how weak that is, but who do you see every day? You see your family. Who are the people that you'll say, oh man, I ride for them, I die for them? The most I said though, look, I came to set division against them. You go choose a side today. You gonna ride with your daddy, or you gonna ride with your true father? You wanna be with Darnell Jenkins, or you wanna be the Most High, man?
And that spirit is here right now. That spirit is right now. It's going around right now. Mothers against father, and because you coming in this truth, you gotta go tell your mom this. She's like, I ain't trying to hear that. And they like, you can't teach me nothing. I birthed you. You know what I'm saying? And then same thing, like sons against fathers. You know, this is the spirit going on right to this moment as of now.
And the man's foes shall be they.
Of his own household.
So guess what? Guess what our biggest test be?
Your
Our-
household.
Your household.
You ain't
Yo,
gotta worry
you
about
fight
you.
more your household more than you fight in anybody
Man.
else.
Silly.
In your household, man.
You ain't got to worry about Junebug down there throwing up his crib sign. That ain't the one that's finna get you. It's Union.
And no more or Sarah. This
Yeah, baby girl. Hey, baby. Baby girl got a 9 for you there.
And the more, and that's the thing what brothers and sisters have to constantly work on. Y'all got to be ready to count all these things lost that you may gain Christ. Guess what? Wives, children, brothers, mamas, fathers, all these things, man. That's what brothers and sisters got to build their spirit up to go hand in hand to fight for the Most High God, man. Even for this, even if it is against your wife, something that's real close, man. Give me Philippians 3 and 7 right quick.
Bring it up.
Because this is the thing we have to do. Brothers got to build their spirits up, man, to want to do the will of the Most High God. Hey, if wife not coming here on Sabbath, guess what? You got to persevere and come anyway.
Right.
If husband is not coming, guess what? You still need to be here. Because you might be that strength that they need.
That's the same thing I tell my children, man. If the Most High tell me right now, take off your head, that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna hesitate. Clack, clack. I line to just start kicking it down the street playing with it. Hey, I'm not playing, I'm not gonna play with him. So if that's what it's called, hey, that's what's gonna have to happen.
Read that real quick,
The book of Philippians, chapter 3 and verse 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted lost.
Because
for
guess
Christ.
what? Man, we gain a lot of things being in this world, man. But guess what? We got to count all these things at a loss that we may gain Christ. Because guess what? That's the kingdom, man. Read on, huh?
Yea, doubtless. And I count all things but loss. for
He
the
said
excellence-
all things, not some things, all things. Read on up.
For the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushua,
Uh-huh,
my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things.
uh-huh.
I do count them but dung.
Hey, guess what? He said he count all those things do. That's what dung is. That he may do what?
What?
That he
That I
may
may
do what? huh?
win Christ.
That he may win Christ, man. Paul didn't care about nothing but winning Christ. Getting to the kingdom, man. And that's how everybody mindset should be, man. Go ahead.
Let me
That
just
house
read.
ain't gonna make it. You gotta get that up.
Yeah.
That Bentley, you gotta get that up. All that stuff, man.
So the Most High said division, man. You got to choose a side. Like we say, you can't keep playing the fence, man. You got to choose a side, and you gonna be on the left or the right. Go ahead.
The book of St. Matthew,
Finish that.
chapter 10 and verse 36.
Mhm.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
That's right.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Man.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Man, I had the scripture out in my head. I talked to my family, man. They were like, well, you don't deal with us. I said, yeah, I had to give strong and bold. Well, you know what? Them brothers that I deal with, them are my family. Yeah, the ones that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's my family. Those are my brothers and sisters, my mother and my father. Those are my family, man. Christ said the same thing. Because I know that I'm not worthy of him if I can't set the vision myself. He sent the sword. I'm about to go on and pull that sword with him, man. Whose side you gonna be on? The Most High hate you, I hate you. That's as simple as that. King David said the same thing.
And that cross is the struggle of this work, man. It's not an actual cross like they think they put on a cross around their neck and that's it. No, it's doing this work. That's picking up your cross like Christ did. He was doing the work,
These commandments.
picking up these laws, statutes, and commandments and doing this with your people, man.
And matter of fact, yeah, I know I get on the phone 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because you got a brother that's overseas. So a lot of time we talk to him on the phone. It'll be 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning. And me and the brother kind of going on some precept. I'm gonna touch a precept, kind of went straight into the class. Well, I just touched on. Give me Matthew chapter 19, verse 29. Right quick.
1929.
1929.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19, verse 29.
Read.
And everyone that has forsaken houses,
Mm-hmm.
or brother,
Houses or brothers, read on.
or sister,
Or sisters, read on.
or father,
Or fathers, read on.
or mother,
Or read on.
or wife,
Read on.
or children,
See, this, look, it's touching everything. Read on.
or lands,
Land is going to properties, man. It said houses, and then it's talking about land that's going to properties. Read on.
for my name's sake,
For whose name's sake?
for my name's sake,
For the Lord's name's sake. Read on.
shall receive 100-fold,
How much we gonna receive?
and 100-fold,
See, we got to give everything up to receive 100-fold, man. Read on.
and shall inherit everlasting life.
That's the kingdom, man. That's what we got to give up, man. Be willing to give up all those things, man. Because a lot of times we can't give those things up because we so in tune with our family. We love our family so much. That's emotion.
Yeah.
That's emotion, man. The Lord don't deal with emotions, man.
You know,
Same thing Job went through. Remember, Job had lost everything.
That's right.
Still stayed on the Most High God's side. And when it was all returned back to him 100-fold.
That's right.
The 10 children he got them back double. The cattle he got that back. Plus everything. But he didn't complain. He didn't like, man. Whew.
And that's exactly what that's going into. Because when you jump on verse 23, it shows you how it's hard for a rich man. It's not impossible, but it's hard for a rich man to get into the kingdom. See,
Right.
but when you jump down to verse 29, that's what you have to forsake all those things that a rich man have.
That's right.
Because he ain't gonna want to give up that world, man. He got everything.
That's what they
The
done.
parable in the Bible.
Yeah, the
man.
rich man came to him.
It was sad when the Most High said, man, drop everything.
What
Man.
must I do?
Oh, man. He just said, no, Lord, I got to do that.
Give up everything, follow me. Oh,
I got a Bentley. I got a bag. I got a 12-bedroom. Get up out of here, man. If you going to do it or you're not.
I remember looking at Paul and Peter and them like, man, well, they got blankets and stuff.
So if he said division amongst us, the main thing that we do, like I said, it was fear in me to tell my family, well, you know what, man? The fear of the Most High, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be real stern with you. I'm gonna let you know, man. It's time to stop playing games with you. What side are you on? That was a fear of the Most High God in me, because I fear His judgments. I see and what He says He's gonna do. Like I said, brought out to Isaiah 66 and 16. He coming with a sword, man. He said He ain't coming to send peace, man.
And this time is nearer than we think.
That's
y'all.
right.
It's closing fast, man. Y'all see what's going on? It's closing fast, man. I'm like, what else can they do? The gas gonna go up so high, you can't go up no more. We PlayStation, iPhone, we're gonna be on iPhone 20. Ain't no telling what they gonna do. There's gonna be a spaceship or something, I guess. They can't do nothing else. It's ran out. This world is run out. This kingdom is run out of all the things you can do.
That's right.
Let me back off the brother, because that Matthew 10 and 34. When I seen Christ said these two scriptures, Matthew 10 and 34, and then Matthew 12 and 46 on down. I'm gonna start at I started 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brother stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brother stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto them, who is my mother, and who are my brother? And he stretched forth his hands towards his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brother. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So if Christ said this, he said, whoever doing the will of my Father, that's my peoples. That ain't excluding his mama. He still was dealing with it. But when it come on this spiritual level, this is a whole nother level, man.
That's the whole thing.
And let it be known, he's talking to Israel, because the other people, they don't have that spirit to do the law. They were never given to them. So I don't want people thinking that anybody can just jump up and do these. I can promise you, you can go get any other nation. They'll say they're gonna do some laws. They'll do probably a couple of them, and then they ain't finna follow through on these things.
They culture won't even let them be able to do it.
And then during the rise, everybody going back to his own nation anyway.
Right.
So how they gonna keep the law when they finna go back up there with the heathen laws and they gods? So they ain't gonna be able to do them. So that's not saying that everybody keeping the law. That's what I see on Facebook. They think they can put it. If they keep the law, they can't keep them.
Right.
Yeah, the people it was given to, we barely can't keep them. So what makes you think somebody wasn't given to gonna do? I'm out do them. No, they're not.
Because the laws are designed to do it with our people.
Exactly.
It ain't just, oh, Edomite gonna do them, he over there doing it. No, it's designed for Israel to do the laws together.
That's why the land don't work over there.
That's right.
That's why they can't grow nothing. That's why everything had to be shipped over there, because the true people not back over there. When we was over there, the land flourished. We had to do it by the laws, give it a 70 years. We know no cropping, but we was getting it every year. Now they can't grow nothing over there.
That's right. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 13.
So get to these last two scriptures, because like I said, the fear of the Lord is what made me do that, man. The fear of the Lord is what made me talk to my family like that and let them know, because we know His judgment. Go ahead, Al.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
So the fear that He got and that He's instilled in me reading these scriptures. Now, man, I don't like to see women out there on themselves. I don't like to see brothers out here wanting to fight each other and kill each other and shoot each other. And it said that's the fear of the Lord is to hate every evil way, man. Go ahead, Al.
Pride and arrogancy.
Yeah, because, man, we so proud and so puffed up out here, man. You ain't got nothing. You prideful like, oh, yeah, I'm good, but you living on the streets. That's too much pride. That's just entirely too much pride. You walk past me and tell me you good and you stinking, smelling like a urinal, a walking urinal, but you say you good? Come on, man, you got too much pride on you, man. We hate these things, man. We hate to see our people in these conditions.
It's like you got rappers now. They rap a song. You see them just right here. We ain't got much of nothing. But you be listening to I got this rap. And they rapping, boy, you be thinking, I got this, I got that. And I'm like, bro, you don't got none of that. Why you just, before they get big, they already in pride. I got this, I got that. That just let you know. It ain't just that they got to be homeless. These mother just in pride on everything. They the hardest. Ain't shot nobody, but then oozed up everybody in their mind.
Finish that proverb out.
Pride and arrogance and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate.
So these are things that we supposed to hate, because guess what the Most High God hates? You understand? So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 63. Got two scriptures before we get out of here. I'm gonna press for time. Because the Most High God, man, he lets you know, look, you go choose the side, what side you're gonna be on, and I don't have a problem with blessing you or cursing you. I don't have a problem. Most I say, it's easy for me. But it's how easy it is for us. You build your spirit up, it'll be real easy for you. You keep gathering with your people. You choose what side you're gonna be on. You're gonna be an enemy of the nation, or you're gonna be a helper of the nation. Because if you ain't helping the situation, guess what? You part of the problem. Go ahead,
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 63.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you.
Most I said, I ain't got a problem, man. I bless you with the curses. I told you all you had to do was follow me. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And he said, I rejoiced in the doing good for you. He said, but guess what? I also rejoice in the knocking your block off, man.
Let me read that again, because that needs to sink in.
That's crucial.
Because on this human level, people think they something. But to the Most High, he will knock your block off.
Like I said, Most High, it's easy. He said it's easy, man.
So the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked off the land whether thou goest to possess it.
So the Most High said, I ain't got a problem, man. With you want to be an enemy of the nation? I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to you. And that's what he's doing to us in these streets all day. He putting us in all these prisons. We knocking each other off ourselves with these guns, man, and doing all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? To our people, he said, I'm gonna knock you out. I gave you these laws. It's simple, man. All you gotta do is follow me.
And then the Lord basically told him, man, look, I brought you in the world. I take you out.
I told him.
He said he gonna rejoice, man.
Rejoice.
Give me this last scripture, 2 Edges 2 and 27. Like I say, that 2 Edges, man, it's just to pick me up, man. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel a lot better. Because the Lord say, don't worry, man. If you're doing what I told you to do, don't worry. And brothers and sisters in this congregation, man, and all the people across the world trying to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, they know that we got a God that'll fight for us and to lean on him.
The book of 2 Edges, chapter 2 and verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of the trouble, for when the day of trouble and heaven is coming, others shall weep and be sorrowful.
So all these enemies of the nation, all these people that want to keep doing their thing, he said, don't worry. They go get there. Like we always say, man, this brother been selling dope for 45 years. He's 62. Dang, he out there still winning. The Most High said, that's okay because in the day of trouble, I got something for him. I'm serious though. Most High said, I got something for him, man. For real, don't worry about that. He said, well, some of y'all gonna be good. He said, but then them other people, they gonna get theirs when they got to him. Go ahead.
But thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
But thou shalt be merry. He want us to be in a good spirit, man, because we know we've been keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments. We know that we're leaning on the Most High God, so therefore he'll fight for us. Go ahead.
The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord.
So the heathen, they already envying us right now. And they killing a lot of our people out, man, by all these drugs and by all these other religions and all these so-called things. But hey, he said, don't worry, I got you if you just keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead. My hands shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. Man, so the Most High say, you gonna cover us up, brothers and sisters. We have to be on the side of the Most High God, man. You won't be an enemy of the nation, or you want to be a helper of the nation. We try to put these laws, statutes, and commandments back into this community, back into our brothers and sisters, man, and tell the good news, man, which is that we are the true chosen seed of the Bible, man. And we'll get out of here. You got a lot from out. I got some for you.
The book of Revelations, chapter 4, is a law, kind of. It ain't in Leviticus, but it pretty much is what we need to be doing. The whole Bible is a law. The book of Revelations, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua. So that's a cut to them Christians that think, oh, I just got faith in Jesus. No, you got faith in the white Jesus, the white man, because you don't believe in keeping the commandments. Well, for the saints, the true saints, the Israelites, we gonna keep the commandments and the faith of God.
All praise. All praise.
Faith
And
of
with
God.
that, man, we say shalom.
Those is on
Go ahead.
those is on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube page, go to the YouTube page, subscribe to the Facebook. Those are giving out to the GoFundMe. We thank y'all for the funds that y'all been giving. It's gonna be used in a good manner. Lord's will. Hopefully we can get to some of these cities and try to touch some of them areas besides here in Dallas and Fort Worth area. We'll continue to keep giving to the cause, man, and let the word go out, man. I'll praise to the Most High for that.
That we say shalom.
Shalom.
Any brothers and sisters got any questions?